So before we get started, if you're Vito or anybody from Polo Bodyworks and you're watching this video, look away now. Go get a coffee, go get a Peroni Red. Look away, this video is not for you. And the reason is, we've got a freshly painted RWB with a load of stone chips. Now, a group of us did a road trip to Sydney. We did about 3,000 kilometres. This had just had its ceramic coat on, and we got some chips along the way. Now, some of the ones that I wasn't too worried about are these ones down the side skirt, and because this is a blue over a white base, obviously when you get a chip, the white just shows up the chip instantly, and you can see with these ones, they just glow and show you themselves straight away. Now, normally I'm not too precious, and I'm definitely not too precious with the 930. This has got some cracks all down the wing as well from an old repair. Normally I'm not too precious. However, I also got one in the bonnet, right in the middle. I think we can see it there. We might be able to zoom in. And then there are a few across the front end as well. And that one in the bonnet really got the better of me, and I was like, no, I need to get this sorted out. I've got a friend who does stone chip repairs, and he's coming down to do some work on it today. Give us a bit of a tour of how that process actually happens, how the color matching works. We've got a little bit of ceramic coat on here, so they have to kind of rub a little bit of that away. But we're going to get the stone chips fixed up on our RWB and make her look a little bit nicer again. I do need to probably spray paint on the front lip again, and I've got a tyre without idlers written on it, and I'll probably need to fix that at some point as well.
Hi, I'm Murali from a company called Detail Direct. We specialise in doing paint, chip and touch-up repairs. Mainly we deal business to business with car dealerships. But here I am doing Scott a favour, trying to fix his RWB. It's got a couple of tiny little nicks and marks, so we're just trying to get it back to what it was.
I was a bit naive because I was like, oh, I'll get some paint from Vito, I'll get some samples for you to do it. But you don't need any of that.
No, we don't, because what we use is completely different to the traditional method of doing touch-ups. So if you go for a traditional paint touch-up method, they'll have to mix the colour for you.
Yep.
Then that's a base coat, then you've got to apply the base coat, then you've got to put a slight clear coat over it, then you've got to let it dry for maybe a week or two.
Yeah, because it layers up, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then you've got to come back and rub it back and give it a buff. But, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, a paint chip is a paint chip. It's not going to be 100% perfect.
Yeah.
But what we do is our paint is it's quick drying, and it's already got clear built into it. So all we have to do is just keep layering it and then walk away. But if it's tiny little chips, we've got a leveler, so we can just spatula the paint in, use the leveler, remove all the excess off it, and once it's dried, it actually builds up a little bit, so it expands within that chip just that little bit. Unlike traditional touch-ups where people just go and put little drops of paint on paint chips,
yeah,
we actually spatula it over it and then remove all the excess, so it only fills up just within that chip, so
yeah,
there is no excess around it. So when you look at it from about 2-3 feet away,
yeah,
you're not going to see much of that damage. Well, in this case, that is a fairly large chip.
Yeah.
That one there. Just to put a bit of light onto it. As you can see, that is a fairly large chip there. And there is a tiny one there. That one will virtually disappear. That one, if you look closely, you might just see a little bit of it.
But it'll look better than it does at the moment with a bright blue bonnet and
a white little patch
white dot on it.
Absolutely, yeah. See, there's one there.
Yeah.
There's a tiny, oh no, that's So what we'll do is we will walk around the car. So there's a couple there.
Yeah.
So once we're done with it, you'd be hard. See, look at all that. So once we're done with all that,
yeah,
you'd be hard pressed to find.
That light is. That light really does do it, doesn't it?
Yes. Look, it's a good light for me to work in, but a bad light for people who are checking for paint chips. So what I've done now is whatever heat that has actually sort of split the surface out, and it was all rough and it had jagged edges to it.
Yeah, you could feel the chip.
Yeah, so what I've done now is I've taken all the roughness out of it, and now what we're going to do is try and fill it up. Now it just makes my work a lot easier.
Now I've seen some Instagram reels and things like that where people are mixing colours by eye. They've got this eye and skill. This looks like what you are doing.
I've seen guys take a fuel cap to this guy who's sitting on the side of the street.
That's the guy.
And then he pulls out a paper cup and he's got all the colours. It's funnily enough, they're all lined up right next to him, and he just picks them up and just puts a couple of drops in there, and voila, the colour's ready to go.
Yeah. That. I guess this is the eye of experience, though, isn't it?
Correct. Yes.
It's handy that I've got some stone chips right in the front, so we can practice with the paint colour.
Yeah, but...
Well done, Scott, for stone chipping all over the place.
But having said that, this, unlike other colours, I can just go like that and go, oh gee, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
And then I'll just get my leveler out and just go wipe, 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 and it's gone.
Ah.
Can you tell the difference?
Oh, look at that. No.
And it's got clear and everything already built into it.
So it's a one-stop job.
That's it.
It's like Picasso with his colour palette. So no brush.
No brush.
Needle.
A needle.
Is that because it's so...
Because I just want
chip is deep. I guess it just fills it, does it? And then expands?
Correct. With what I've done now, what's going to happen is...
Yeah, you can only kind of see it because it's got a bit of a raised surface on it.
Correct. But that will go down when the solvents dry out. In another 2 hours' time, when you come back and have a look at it,
it'll level out.
Pretty much.
I don't know what I kind of expected, but I didn't expect it to disappear so well. And to be fair, this is the first car that I've ever had paint chip repairs done on, because the 356 is parked here and that has never had any stone chips fixed on it.
But now what I'm going to do is, this is how you fix tiny little chips. So you'll put a little bit of paint, you'll rub it into the chip, like so. Then I'll let it sit for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
While that dries out, and in the meantime, I'll go around the car and closer look at that.
Look. Like I was saying, you can just see like a little hint of light on it because it's leveling out, but that has gone.
Over here, what I'm going to do now is that where I had put all that paint in.
Yeah. Which is a fair amount. There we go. And you can see the colour.
So now what I would do is I'll just use a bit of leveler. Now, I'll challenge you to try and find it.
Wow. I was worried what Vito was going to think of this video, because obviously Vito had given me a bit of an ear bashing for scratching the car, but now he'll never know.
I'm not entirely happy with my original colour mix, so I am tweaking it just that little bit. Now, Vito might say that I'm full of it, but I do think that it does have a touch of like an orangey yellow mixed into the colour.
It's amazing the technology just in the paint.
Sometimes you'll have to layer it a couple of times to, especially if the chip is right on the edge, the leveler doesn't want to level quite well.
I'll tell you what, it's taken my breath away really, because I genuinely thought you'd be here for hours doing this.
No, this is why it makes it so much...
Wow.
Yeah, so much easier for me to work, because it's a massive time saver for me.
Yeah, isn't it? Jesus, I'm thoroughly impressed by that.
This is far superior to any touch-ups out there in the traditional way of doing it, where they, you know, I mean, if you wanted to really spend some money on someone doing the work, they have to put the paint in, they have to wait for it to dry, or you use a heat gun or a light to dry it out. But still, it is time consuming. And how much do you think they would want to pay, a car dealership for that matter, how much do you think they'd want to pay someone to do, in your case, you're lucky, you've got 1 or 2 chips on the bonnet. Usually when we go and do a car, it might have 30, 40 chips. Oh. And if someone's going to traditionally do it, there's 2 ways of doing it. Most of the time, it's time, it's what a dealership wants to spend on a car. They might want to spend $50 or $60, and what's going to happen is someone's going to go there with a brush, they're just going to go dot, 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 dot. It's going to look like pimples all over the car, but the dealership is happy because they've hidden all the white chips around the car.
Yeah.
And they've paid $50 or $60, job's done. Whereas I walk in and I will look at the car and go, okay, this car's got 30 chips, and the guys that normally do the paint chip, they will only do the big ones, because if they start doing all the little ones, then the car's going to look like it's got pimples all over it. Whereas we go and spatula the paint, squeegee it, level it, you can hide from the smallest chip to the largest chip. So where someone's doing 10 chips and charging, say, $50, we will go and do 30 chips and charge $80 or $90. The dealership will look at it and go, well, the finish on this car is so much superior to any other touch-ups out there. They'll go, for an extra $30, it almost, from about 2 feet away, looks like we've got the bonnet resprayed.
No, now, because it's leveled, change the color a little bit.
Yes.
There's no like, just small edge on it.
Now you'll have to really look for it to find where. Yeah,
you don't get any kind of glimpse of it at all. So I thought this side was okay. Clearly my eyesight's bad, and this light just shows up. There must be 20, 30 little chips there.
Yep.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice those. Mainly because there's a humongous chunk out the other side.
That's what caught your eye.
Yeah, that is. So this is the example of what we talked about earlier, where
correct, yes.
If you layer the paint and kind of brush it all on.
So all I'm doing is just, I don't care how much
roughly
paint I get around the chips, as long as I'm covering all the chips here and then rubbing it in with my fingers like that.
Yeah.
2-3 minutes, and just take off the excess, and the chips will be gone.
And then it'll be gone. And then is that wiping it off with like the
That's the leveler, yep.
Oh, look at that. It's like they were never there.
So now, over the next 24 to 48 hours, what happens is that leveler will work its magic with the paint that's already in there, and it should expand just that tiny little bit, so it is a far superior finish to traditionally touching it up, and also it's a lot of time saving when it comes to having to sand it back and buff it and do all that.
Well, the RWB is back to looking spick and span. I'll put all the details below for Detail Direct. If you've got stone chips here in Melbourne, give them a call.